Hey friends, in today's video I am joining Hillary from Old World Home and her $5 Goodwill challenge, and this is the spring edition. And if you're new to my channel, welcome, I'm Julie, and here on my channel I do DIYs, home decor, and organization, and I do it on a budget. So if that's something that interests you, make sure you hit the red subscribe button as well as the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Now let me show you what I picked up from the Goodwill for $5. I picked up this treat yourself cutting board and it looks brand new and I only paid $3 for it. And I also picked up this wooden rolling pin and I got this for $2. So I spent $5 on 2 kitchen decor pieces. Now for this project, you're going to need some kind of sanding block, some stain. You're going to need some wood glue and some of these tumbling tower pieces as well. So to begin, I'm just going to remove the stickers off of the rolling pin and I'm going to give it a good sand. Now this rolling pin is going to be for decorative purposes only. I already have a wooden rolling pin that I can use in my kitchen, so this is just for a decoration. I have no idea if you wanted to use it. I'm sure you'd have to use some kind of sealant or something on it that I am not going to be doing, but I'm going to give it a nice sand to take off any dirt and to get it down to some raw wood. Now I printed out this sheet that I typed on my computer just using a Word doc, and I typed up oregano, parsley, basil, and thyme, and I spaced them out exactly how I wanted them to be transferred onto the rolling pin. And I'm just going to rub some of this pencil over the words on the back, and this is kind of going to be like that black transfer paper, can't think of, graphite paper, is that what it's called, I believe? And this is going to help me to trace the letters and the words onto the cutting board so that it's not just free-handed. And when I am tracing it, I am pushing pretty good with some force and checking to make sure that the paper is centered on the rolling pin how I want the words spaced out. So now that it's finished, I'm going to take a black ink pen. I originally was going to use this Sharpie one, but it didn't work very well. It must have been running out of ink, so I switched it up. And I'm just going to trace the very light pencil outlines that were left on the rolling pin. And once that dries, I did give it a couple hours to dry. I didn't know if the ink would smear. I am going to just take some of this early American wood stain. This was stain that I already had, and I am just going to cover the rolling pin in the stain. It kind of gives it more of an old aged look, so it doesn't look like a brand new rolling pin. And here is the finished rolling pin. Next, I am going to transform this wooden cutting board. I'm going to remove the stickers because I am actually going to be using the back instead of the front because I don't really like the treat yourself lettering that's on the front. And I really wanted to keep this natural wood. I didn't want to paint it. I could have painted it, so if you find something like this and it's got something on it, you could always paint it if you don't like it. And I'm going to take 12 of the tumbling tower pieces and I'm going to stain those as well. Now, this early American stain just happens to match the bamboo cutting board. And I'm going to stain each piece and then let them dry. Now I am going to glue 3 of the pieces across the back, and I'm going to do it 2 inches up from the bottom. Now I hadn't used wood glue in a very long time, and I didn't realize how messy it was, but it was a little bit messy. So I just used this ruler to make sure that I was 2 inches up. And then I let that dry, and then once it was dry, I decided to use this sanding block to help keep these other 3 pieces up. I'm basically just trying to build a stand in the back to hold this is going to be a phone holder for the kitchen because I am constantly using my cell phone for recipes when I'm cooking, and it just lays on the counter flat, and then I got to go over, pick it up. This will be so helpful because it'll just be right there and I can move it to wherever I am preparing the food. And don't be shy with the glue. I went back even after these were kind of dry and added a little bit more glue in the seams because I really wanted to make sure that this was sturdy. So once that's dry, I am going to be showing you how I am going to add 2 more pieces to the bottom of this. Right here, I already have them glued together and they are now dry, and I'm going to glue it like this on the back. Now for the front, I need to make the little stand part. So this is simply just taking 2 pieces together like this, and then 2 pieces on top of that to kind of build out a little shelf. And I want to glue all of those four pieces together before I attach them to the cutting board. And I'm just going to show you another view here so you can see what I'm saying. And now that everything is glued together, I can assemble the pieces. So I glued this onto the back of the stand. And now I'm going to glue the little phone stand onto the front. This is already dry, so it is ready to be assembled. And I'm going to use the sanding block to keep it from sliding down the cutting board because it wanted to slide. And here it is all dry. And now I'm going to show you how I have it set up in the kitchen. So here is a little display I have in the kitchen. I am super excited about these. They were so easy and really inexpensive to make. I so appreciate you guys watching, and don't forget to check out the playlist in the description box below, and I'll see you in the next video.